is my first Olympics. I went to school at Utah Valley, graduated from American Fork High School. My parents live in the Highland Alpine area, so I've been around here a lot, and I really like this area. And been competing on bobsled. This is my third year with the sport. So.
Your first Olympics, though.
First Olympics. I'm very excited about
What is going through your mind and your body right now? We all kind of wonder on the outside when we're getting ready to watch on TV. What is this experience like for you right now?
It's kind of a lot to handle. I don't really know what to expect. If people ask, like, what are you most excited for? What's your favorite part? Or what are you most looking forward to? And to tell the truth, I'm looking forward to almost the whole thing, from the opening ceremonies to the free gear to the actual competition, be able to see other athletes who have trained just as hard and be able to compete for our country, the USA, and just basically I'm excited almost just the whole entire thing.
Do you recall your first run still?
I do. It was in Lake Placid, New York, and I actually, halfway through the run, I was thinking, because it's a really rough track. If you're not used to riding a bobsled, you get tossed around quite a bit. You try and hold tense, that's the worst thing you can do. You want to be more fluid and loose, and I was banging and my head was hitting the walls, and I was like, something's wrong. I thought maybe I don't know what was going on, so I actually sat up. I'm like, I'm going to find a way to stop this or jump out or something. We're going about 70 miles an hour, and the lights, it was at nighttime, the lights were going by on the track, and I was like, yeah, I guess I'm a little safer in here. Got back down and rode the rest of the way down. Did
you feel Jamaican at that point?
I did. I just felt, like something wasn't right, and I was excited. Like I said, to actually be doing something I'd seen from Cool Runnings and on TV, and you've seen it in the Olympics. I always watched the Olympics growing up, and it was kind of cool to be like, I'm actually participating in something like this.
So you got the inside joke. You know about Cool Runnings. How many people ask you about that?
A lot of people, in which a lot of people on the team and sport get annoyed by it. But it's the only exposure we have, really. I mean, football. There's a lot of football movies. People get to watch it every Sunday. For our sport, you get to watch it every 4 years, and plus, the movie was really, really great movies. I can't really get mad about it.
I assume you're training in Park City right
That's
now,
correct.
right? When did you get back home, and where do you go from here?
We flew back to the States a week ago. We spent a week in Chula Vista at the training center there, kind of getting into some rest, relaxation, some warm weather, and there's a training center down there. So we got, the food and the weight room. We got here yesterday, and so we're here until February 8th, and we fly to Vancouver. So we're up on the track, kind of trying to fine-tune our load, because during the week and when you're on World Cup, you're so focused on the race and how you're doing. Now we can kind of relax and focus on the load, where our riding position, the sled, kind of tweak some things. We're not as important as like the race speed and doing everything fast. We can kind of slow it down and get things more fine-tuned for the games.
Now, how do you like the Park City track? Because I think that's the one place where you've had problems, right?
Yeah, my drivers have pulled some hamstrings. I have my only two-man crash here in Park City, which is funny because the track's a very smooth ride. It's a very fast track, and you get speed very quickly. It's not very rough. It has very long flowing curves, whereas Lake Placid has very sharp sudden ones. So I really enjoy it, but I've had some not so great luck on it.
Have you done the Vancouver track yet?
I have.
What is that like?
Very fast. You can almost, when you're ducked down, you can actually hear the wind. I mean, it gets really loud near the bottom. We hit speeds in training about 95 miles an hour. They say the Olympics will probably hit about 100.
What are you expecting out of it? Not just the event itself, but just the atmosphere and everything around it.
The excitement and just people. Like I said, you watch professional sports, you're rooting for a team, but actually be cheering for your country and America, I think it's a whole different element. I think it gets people really excited, just because it's not, you're not cheering for some guy who's making $1 million. You're cheering for a guy who's not making much money, who's wearing the red, white, and blue, and just for a chance to, we don't get big contracts. We don't get a lot of the glamour in the press that a lot of the big sports get. So I think that's the people's excitement for the fact they're racing for the country.
Let's give a little shout out to your teammates here. Tell me about your boys here.
Oh, my teammates are awesome. We actually get along. Our team chemistry is amazing. John Napier is in the Army as well with myself. He's my driver. 23-year-old. He's been bobsled since he was 8 years old. One of the best drivers in the world, hands down. Other two guys on my team are monsters. One ran track at Cal, one ran track at Northeastern. They're 230, 225, really big guys, and without them, I wouldn't have much of a shot to be in this thing. They're great. One of the guys is probably one of the best pushers. Chuck placed third at Push Championship. Steve missed it. He would have been top 1 or 2. So I'm with some of the best pushers in the U.S.
Is the teammate camaraderie, is that much like a sibling?
It is, and because we're together in Europe and where we're on tour, we share a room, had a roommate all summer long. So I'm with these guys literally. It's almost like being on a mission or with the Army, you know, you have your battle buddy, what they call them in the Army. So you're literally with them, you eat with them, you go to the track with them, lift weights with them, you sleep in the same room as them. It's almost like, and for me, I've been blessed that luckily they're great guys and we have a great, like I said, our team chemistry is amazing.
Are some days better than others in training?
Yes, I mean there's days where we don't do as well as we think we're going to do, or someone maybe slips getting in the sled, or the weightlifting room they're not lifting, they're kind of burnt out and tired. But I mean, for the most part, I mean, we travel Europe, we travel the States, and everything's paid for, and so it's actually a lot of fun. We don't have very many bad days.
We're kind of spoiled around here because we can go to Olympic Park and pay a little fee and go do the bobsled and everything, but what is that like when people ask, what is that experience like to go cruising at those speeds?
It's kind of like a very rough, uncontrolled roller coaster. Because it's kind of that same feeling you have, like, because there's a place in Park City where it's actually come uphill, so you almost feel like you're not even in the sled, you kind of gain zero gravity. And there's times you hit up to 5, 6 G, so you feel like your guts are being crushed. And so and you're not on a track, so there's some rides that are better than others, and so sometimes you'll come out and smack a wall, whereas a roller coaster is kind of more of a controlled crazy. This is more of an uncontrolled crazy.
You were discovered at a track meet, right?
This is correct, yeah. I came back from California, I ran my best time of the year, and 2 guys came up to me in some gear that had the word bobsled. Hey, bobsled. The first question was, have you ever bobsled before? And I was like, really? Like, how many people on bobsled? I was like, no, and they talked to me, wanted me to come try out, so I went and tried out up at the Olympic Oval. Then flew to Lake Placid after the summer and tried out, and I got selected on the team.
What is it like the first time you strap on all that spandex and
you know, it's cold. Uniform? Very, very cold. My first World Cup was in Calgary. It was -25 with a wind chill about -40. And you're wearing those people like, oh, the speed suit's warm. Like, this stretched out spandex, there's nothing warm about it. And so it's different going track and field where you're warming up in shorts and not wearing a shirt half the time. And you feel warm. You go out there, I mean, it's -40, I don't know how much. You're warming up in snow pants, an overcoat, mittens, gloves, a hat. You almost feel like, how can I get warm and really stretched out? But your body, it works after you get used to it.
Do you have a pretty good idea of where you stand right now? And
we do. Over on the world, we're ranked 4th. We're ranked 2nd. This last push race, our Steve Langton got sick, and so I had to move to the right side. The alternate moved to the brakes, and so we're a little slow off the start. So we dropped back from ranked number 2 in the world, number 4 in the world. So we still have an outsider's chance to medal, or we're right there in the mix with 2 through about sled number 8. There's about a couple hundred points in standings, so they're all really, really close. So
how about the Vancouver track? How does that fit you guys?
It's really good. It's a shorter straightaway, a shorter flat part at the start, and it gets steep really quick. So all my whole team's track and field guys, when it really picks up speed, we can keep with the sled. Whereas a lot of the bigger guys are going to have to kind of either hop in earlier or they're going to be kind of pulling back, maybe unconsciously. So it picks up. That's probably the slope on the start in Vancouver is the highest slope of any track in the world.
So you guys spend all this time together, you're training. Do you allow yourself to think, geez, what would it be like to wear that medal? What would it be like to have the flag up, or especially to hear that anthem? Do you give yourself much of that moment?
You know, not really. We didn't even discuss Vancouver as a possibility until we reflected the team. We'd catch ourselves being like, oh, well, no, don't mention. Our team had a no Vancouver policy all season long, because you don't ever know. With our season, we had a driver get hurt, he got a hematoma, he had to retire. You never know if you're going to get hurt, if you're going to get pulled off a sled. So we just didn't, until you're named to the team. But now we talk about it all the time now, and we're really excited. It's a very real possibility.